What up, what up, what up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with Black Mellow. And this topic is about your boy, Andrew Tate. He been in a lot of trouble, man. What do you know about Andrew Tate and the trouble he's been in, Black?
Well, I know he has been a very strong advocate for man's, standard to be preserved as far as the voice of the masculine energy, the role position of a man in this society to be protected, and the standards to be, honored, traditional standards of manhood, to
Right.
be honored, and, dignity and being a man, in today's times, So from what I've seen of his videos, that was what I took from what he's saying. People perceived it because he was very abrupt in everything he was saying. You know, they perceived it as him being, rude or negative even. But if you take away his tone and his delivery, the message that he was saying was a solid message, in my opinion. So now his troubles, it seemed like, okay, everybody that speaks out against the system of what's in operation, the mode of what's in operation at the time, it seems like they all get systematically, targeted and then taken down, targeted and then taken down, one at a time, each time, unless you're speaking what this new society wants to hear and what they want to promote and push. If you're speaking against it, you just get targeted. And that's what I think, in my opinion, happened to
Especially
do.
right, especially if you have a lot of ears listening to you. What the
Yeah,
system don't like is a strong male standing up and have a big audience. They don't like
yeah,
that. I thought things were suspicious with Kevin Samuels. I think things are suspicious with Andrew Tate. It's always the guy, not a guy who panders to women. He get his hands is clean. Nothing happens to him. The Derek Jacksons of the world. Derek Jackson, he's as a matter of fact, he's what? He divorced his wife and he's seeing another chick now. They gallivanting all around the world together now, smiling, cheesing, right? But the men who stand up for men, something seems to happen to them. Is it a coincidence? Who
I
knows? But I don't.
don't think so.
I don't tend to think that it's a coincidence. I think there are some systems in place to silence certain types of men because what is not appreciated is pride in masculinity. Okay. Masculinity is considered toxic. To who? Who knows? Um, could it be women? Could be. Could it be men of the alphabet community? Could be. Could be a number of different. Could it be men who are I guess you could call betas or simps. Could be. It's a number of different groups that attack the very masculine men and they call it toxic. Okay, they have a name for it. Now, we don't have that same name for toxic femininity. You don't hear men going around shouting about toxic femininity. It's just not something that we do. But it's almost being shamed for being a man. Now, let me tell you first my theory on this whole thing, and then I'll get into Andrew Tate. My theory is this: companies discovered that Women spend 7 cents to the dollar from a man. They spend way more money than men. So women became businesses' number one priority and best friend. They designed the system to get money in the hands of women. Why women? Because women will get rid of money like it's going out of style. They love spending money. That's why they love money, so they can spend it. Men do stupid things like invest, save, you know, we do stupid stuff like that, and look out for our futures. But women don't do that. So the businesses said, look, we're going to gear everything towards the woman. We're going to gear the court systems and marriages and child support and corporations and business. We have to find a way to get money in the hands of women because they drive capitalism way better. So there is nothing we're going to do to upset our number one cohort, our partner. They consider the female their partner in business because it takes money out of the hands of men, and because men will probably feel like men will stifle capitalism if it's in the hands of men. So it has to be in the hands of women because they get rid of money. So whatever is said about women will not be tolerated. Okay? Even if you have a child with a woman and she don't have to really have the right man. That's why a lot of these you don't have mandatory paternity tests because they don't want anything to get in the way of the woman getting money. They don't care what the man think. They don't care how the system works with the man. Now, all that being said, the society is set up to get women money because women spend money. 2/3 of the money spent is by women. Okay. Now, Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is a guy who was not a beta male. This guy is an alpha male. This guy is a advocate for, you could say, men's rights, or an advocate for masculinity. Now, the charges up against him are pretty bad. And if he's done it, he deserves to be in jail. I'll just put it that way. The charges that he is facing is trafficking women. I guess there were 6 women that were claiming to be trafficked by him, and it gets pretty deep. Now, here's the article. Romanian prosecutors take away luxury cars seized by Andrew Tate case. Romania authorities started on Saturday to take away luxury cars from the property close to the capital as part of a criminal inquiry into alleged human trafficking that led to the arrest of the divisive internet personality Andrew Tate. Romanian anti-organized crime prosecutors detained Tate, his brother Tristan, and 2 Romanian female suspects on December 29th on charges of forming a criminal gang to sexually exploit 6 women. They have denied any wrongdoing. A Reuters reporter said several cars, including a Rolls-Royce, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, was taken from the Tate compound on the outskirts of the capital, Bucharest, to be transported to a storage location. Earlier this week, prosecutors told Reuters that they had seized 15 luxury vehicles and more than 10 properties and homes belonging to the suspects in Bucharest and the counties of Prahov and Brosov to prevent the assets from being sold or hidden. Tate's lawyer was not immediately available for comment. The four suspects alleged a 30-day arrest warrant earlier this week, but the Bucharest Court Appeals rejected the challenge and said they should stay and remain in police custody. They tried to get out, but they said no. Tate and former contestant of the UK reality TV show Big Brother gained notoriety for his misogynistic remarks and hate speech. Okay, this is how they label him, misogynist. His remarks got him banned from all social media platforms, although the Twitter account became active once Elon Musk bought it. Tate was told he holds U.S. and British nationality and said women are partially responsible for being, taken advantage of, and that they belong to men. This is what they said he said. The story has been corrected to make clear cars were first to be taken away from the property near the Capitol, not from all sites in the first paragraph. Okay, so they went to his homes, they seized his properties, they seized 15 luxury vehicles, 10 houses. Allegedly, he's been accused of being trafficking women, 6 of them. That's in this report. And, he said he's denying any wrongdoing. Like I said, man, if he's guilty of trafficking women, then he deserves to be in jail. I have no sympathy for him. Okay. But a part of me is just questioning, why is it that when it's a man that stands up for men's rights, all of a sudden it becomes a downfall? The man sees a downfall in his status and sometimes in his life. Okay. They find a way to pin something on him. They find a weakness in his armor and they attack it. I strongly believe if Andrew Tate was not a social media phenomenon, he would not be in jail.
Yeah.
At all. He would not be in jail.
100%.
So the question remains, why is he in jail now? Is it solely based on alleged charges, or is it to silence him from sending a message to a lot of young men who actually need some self-esteem? Because right now they are feeling left out. They're feeling unappreciated. Okay, what Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate really showed and really brought to the forefront is that mental health for men is something that is very neglected, and it needs and there is a thirst and a hunger for positive affirmation for not just black men, but all men. Okay. Living in the West for a male, doesn't matter your race, living in the West for a male can be deflating. Okay, you could feel like you're constantly giving your life to everyone but yourself, your wife, your government, your job, your kids. You can constantly feel like you're living your life for everybody but you. And that can be depressing. You know, the rates to unlive yourself for men is higher than it is for women. To unalive yourself. I can't say the word. But, you know, deep depression is a problem for males because they live in a system that they realize cares nothing about them. Your workhorses, your mules to make money, and we have the women to spend the money. That's how this works. You as the male, you're the mule. You wait. You make the money, and we will have the women spend the money because you suck at spending money. You realize the value of $1, and you know how hard it is to work. Now, I'm not saying that the women don't work hard. The women work hard too, but they still spend a lot of money. 70 cents to the dollar. And a lot of it is not their fault. Okay, they have a lot of products. They have a lot of things to purchase. It's expensive to be a female in the West, and I would acknowledge this. You know, men don't have a lot of the financial burden that women do. The upkeep to be a woman is higher than it is to be a man, because they have to keep up appearances, they have to keep up lifestyle, they have to keep up with the Joneses, they have to keep up with their girlfriends, they have to keep up with everybody. Men don't feel that pressure. We do what we want to do. So that's why a lot of women spend a lot more money now. But what men are seeing is that we are being used, and that's depressing. And we're being used by everybody in the system, the government, the kids, the court system, the jobs that we work at. And the one place that we want to try to find tranquility is with our women. And even they are cashing in on our position. And that court systems is set up because they are partners in doing this. There's no reason that Kanye should be paying $2 million a year to a billionaire other than to drive capitalism. Now, again, with Andrew Tate, I have no sympathy for him if he's human trafficking. He should be in jail, locked up. And, you know, I just wonder why it always happens to a guy who's trying to stand up for men. They find out something about you and they take you out accordingly. Now, it was probably known that Kevin had a heart condition. I'm not saying there was foul play, but I'm not dismissing it either. I mean, the woman he was with was a nurse, but I'm not, you know, and she probably had access to certain type of things, but I'm not alleging that. I'm just saying I find things very suspicious in how they are done, and the men involved in how they let's say be silenced. Okay, there's a silencing going on, and it's very clear you don't mess up our money, because we make way too much money the way that things are right now. We can predict the female behavior a lot better this way. And we want everybody to keep taking the blue pill because we make money with the blue pill. Okay. We can forecast sales. We can forecast predictions. We can forecast how much money we're going to make. But when you start changing the minds and the morals of people, you're messing with our money. So you have to be silent some way. You know, we can either ban you. Now they couldn't really silence Kevin because he didn't say anything that was overly derogatory. So they didn't have no angle to really justify doing anything with Kevin. He may have sounded a little mean, but he didn't say anything that was considered derogatory under the definition. But he had to be silenced. Again, I'm not saying that that's what happened. I'm just saying I'm not discounting it. What are your thoughts with the Andrew Tate situation, Black?
And I think Andrew Tate was set up.
Yeah.
I think, they send people in these, I've heard of stories of Hollywood parties, and I'm pretty sure we all have, but I'm pretty sure, they sent, the right type of women around him. They scouted him out. This is just me. I don't have no proof of nothing I'm saying. I think what they did was to get at him. They know how he get down because they sent, women in there to infiltrate and to scout out the land, to see how he moved, to see what he do, see what he like, see what he don't like. And then they come back and they report, and then they devise a plan around that. And they say, we can get him with this, and
right
from there, it's like, he always has multiple women around him. So all it takes is an accusation for your brand to be harmed or hurt or diminished or destroyed. The accusation does most of the damage. Now you spend the rest of your life trying to prove it wasn't you or you're innocent, even though the judge and jury is already being played out in the eyes of the viewers, because they put such a big media storm on it, in the way that they bum rushed his house with SWAT, dang near SWAT teams, kicking in the door with guns and then marching him out, and one on each arm like he was El Chapo. What? Now, if he did it, yeah, throw him under the jail, 100%. But that's a big if, because we've seen this before, though. We haven't. We've seen this formula. You speak out, they don't like it, they come for you and accuse you of something crazy. Every single time. Everybody. And his father is Black.
Yeah.
So, everybody that speaks out, from our community, there is something on the books, and it's basically something from the, J. Edgar Hoover era that basically would guarantee there would be no messiahs rising up out of our community to come and save us, or to mobilize us in a unified front against our natural born enemy, So every time someone does get close, boom, you're gonna have an accident. And then if you don't have an accident, you're about to go to jail. And if you don't go to jail, you're gonna accidentally, harm yourself. to the point where you're unalive,
Right.
something like that.
Nipsey Hussle was getting very good at galvanizing the community.
Too good.
Yeah, too good. Bill Cosby was about to buy NBC. Michael Jackson was getting the Beatles catalog. Prince was just about to, be out of his deal. What's that young brother who's dark skinned? You said his name last time. And he was skinny rapper. He passed like last year.
So many of them passed, man. I don't even know.
Yeah, well, he was buying up real estate.
Oh, Young Dolph.
Dolph. He was buying up real estate. And he was buying foreclosures. He was shutting the game down. And I think what happened is a lot of people got jealous of that and his monetary abilities to do that. And it's always when somebody is galvanizing and somebody who is, like you say, not necessarily the Messiah, but could be a heavy influence, something happens to him. Every time. Kaepernick take a knee. Okay, well, we're gonna have to get him out of the NFL. Kevin Samuel, he say something to stir up and bring back common sense and morality. Okay, you got to go because you're messing up our money. We need these women thinking the way that they do, because we can sell them twice as many cars and twice as many homes, because we make money through the numbers. If you're separated, you have to get 2 houses. But if you're married, you only need 1. Well, we need you to all need to get a house because we're constantly building homes. And now it's to a point where they charge you per bedroom now. Okay. The bedrooms that you have, they add an extra $1,000 a month or more for every bedroom that you got, seem like, in certain places. So money is being made, and is being made by people who built this system, and they need broken homes. So they need people to not work on marriages, which is what Kevin Samuels was working on, and not work on men's health and men's self-esteem. Because if you start doing that and men start waking up, they're going to move like men. And then they're going to make some changes. But you need everybody's sleep. You need everybody in the taking the blue pill, so to speak, because the powers that be that are behind the curtains love it this way. Love it this way. And the people who are supporting feminism are winning. You don't never see nothing happen to them. You don't never see nothing happen to them. Even the men who are doing it, never see nothing happen to them. Derek Jackson, he's smiling with a new woman. Steve Harvey, he be cheesing. There's a lot of open feminists out there that are doing well. But all that being said, look, this is not an attack on anyone, not any certain group. It's just suspicious. That's all I'm saying. It's just suspicious. And we know how the system is rigged, and we have circumstantial evidence of how things are going, but it's circumstantial, is not solid proof. It's just us saying, we recognize how the system works and how it wants to stay the way it is, and the people who seem to work to change that system, something seems to happen to them all the time, and oftentimes it is the black men who are a part of that, including Andrew Tate. Okay, he considers himself a black man. So, like I said, if he did it, he deserves to be in jail, under the jail. But if he didn't, we know what happened. We know why he was put in this position.
And the cold part about it is he's on several of his interviews, he spoke this into fruition. He said he got met, with the so-called recruiters of the elites and all that, and they offered him, some hush money or whatever. Prior to all this, they talked to him and told him, "Listen, chill out with all that. We'll set you up. We'll take care of you. Just chill out." And he wouldn't be quiet.
Yeah.
He kept speaking up. He called himself the top G, and which is corny, by the way, but still, whatever. Overall, he cool. So, mixed martial art black belt. Dude is, he the truth. It seemed like.
Yeah. Now
he never had problems from what I've seen, but he never had problems with ladies getting them or whatever. He was rich. They seem to rock with him. I don't know why he would be, trafficking or pimping or whatever they put on him.
Now here's the thing. He made some money fighting, but he made way more money than he has way more money than his fighting salary. So people were wondering, where did the extra money come from? And that part never really.
He owns a casino. I know that. They own casinos. They're investors. They've made some investments.
Yeah.
And he makes a lot of money online too. He actually has a school where he offers to teach anybody how to get rich online, and he brags about it all the time. So he makes money in a lot of different ways. From what I've seen, I don't know personally, but from what I've seen,
Right.
But at the end of the day, man, if he, he said basically they're going to do it in phases. They're gonna, smear my name, and if that don't work, they're gonna arrest me, and if that don't work, they're gonna kill me. He said that. So he said he's already at strike two. He said that already. Before he got arrested, he was at strike two. And then they kicked the doors in. So this is like, there's a formula for this stuff. There's a pattern you start to recognize. Every single time cannot be a coincidence. Can't be a coincidence. It keep happening.
Yeah.
These people, just like Twitch, the dancer for Ellen, somehow, his wife was like, he was uncharacteristically like he wasn't acting like himself. He just went ghost. He left and didn't say nothing. He didn't communicate nothing. And all of a sudden he was gone, when, in the background on his own site, he was speaking out on some things that maybe people didn't want him speaking out on. If you look into his story a little bit more, you'll say, wait a minute, maybe this was
Right.
because that's a go-to, as we know. That's a go-to. This is the information age. We don't have to be ignorant nowadays. We just got to believe what we see. It's out there now. We've seen this before, man.
Mm-hmm.
Presumably happy people who got a strong opinion that goes against what is being funded and promoted always meet their demise in social media in some way, shape, or form. So it's like, it's time to really be, if you're really about it, you really got to be gangster about it in the sense that you have to move in silence.
Yeah, you do.
You
I
literally
mean,
have to move
you
in
got to
silence.
think, man, the system wouldn't be the system if people wasn't profiting from it the way it is.
Yeah.
Right? If nobody was making money off the system the way it is, it would change.
Yeah.
So if that means people are making money. So if people are making money with the system that the way that it is, they don't want it changed. Because that's cutting their water off. That's cutting their lifeline off. So they have a vested interest in protecting the system the way that it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there you have it. So yeah, we'll see how that story unfolds, man. The Andrew Tate, I don't know what to think about this whole situation as of yet, but I'm very very suspicious, and at the same time I'm extremely disappointed if he did do it. So
no, if he did it, he done.
oh yeah, yeah,
There's zero respect, zero love for the dude.
yeah, exactly. So all that being said, put in the comments what y'all think. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.